Is your business walking on sunshine? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 175 of our Supersize Your Business Annual Challenge. Annual challenge. I can hear you screaming and flipping your hands up in the air. How in the heck can you do an annual challenge? Well, we do one thing every day anyway, right? We do habits. We do certain things every single day. Doing something to personally develop, grow our business, supersize our business and ourselves is imperative, in my humble opinion. Well, all this month, we're focusing on the physical area and aspect of a 9-part life framework that I share. So the first year, I've done an annual challenge in our Supersize Your Business community and our Facebook group, etc. But I think it's imperative that we do that. I think that I want to share with you one of my secrets to success has been that I do something every single day to move myself ahead, to move me toward my goals, to do something to grow and scale and be a better version of myself. And that directly impacts how I grow and scale and supersize my business. So our topic today is, of course, sunshine. I was going to sing, but nobody wants to hear that. We're going to talk about how sunshine and vitamin D impact our business because they impact human beings and human lives. And the vast majority of us do not get enough sunshine on a daily basis or even on a regular basis to sustain the amount of vitamin D that we need in order to be healthy. We need vitamin D for things like bone health, immune function, our mood, our disease prevention. We need vitamin D for all those things. It's one of the things that those of us that live in the Northland and have winter know that we have to supplement because we're not getting enough vitamin D from the sun. If you live in a tropical location, might not be a big deal for you, but for most of us, depending on where you live, depending on your habits and your lifestyle, I'm going to give you a couple of tricks for making sure that you get this and do this automatically. It won't be quite as effective as what I would recommend normally is that you spend 20 minutes midday, several days a week with your arms and legs exposed to the sun. I don't know about you, but being a busy business owner, not many times I could do that. But what I did do is I would walk every day at lunchtime. Every lunchtime, I would go on a walking break and get sun. Depending, sometimes, summertime would always be weather depending. I would go for a walk at lunchtime every day, even if it was winter, but I'd be all bundled up and I wouldn't be getting any sunshine. Vitamin D deficiency, we want to make sure that we're paying attention to it for us and setting the example for other people in our organization because it has so many symptoms and we don't even realize that that's what is it and that all we'd have to do is take a D3 supplement on a daily basis and we would be fine. But symptoms include fatigue, depression, weak bones, frequent illnesses. Well, how many deficiencies and things are those things a result of? And how do we know what the combination is? I go to the doctor once a year and I get a blood test as part of my annual heart checkup to make sure that everything in my blood is right. Or, and sometimes something will be off and then we'll figure out what I need to do differently. Like back in the day, my blood pressure was way off, like through the roof high after my cardiac arrest this was. And I think it's because I stopped taking one of my medications cold turkey and just didn't take it for a year. I was going to prove to the medical establishment that I didn't need this medication. Well, it turns out I did because one of the problems of going off that medication is it elevates your blood pressure and sends it through the roof. And so my doctor's like, okay, you're going to have to take blood pressure medicine for the rest of your life. And I'm like, no. How about if you give me a couple of months to see what I can do and figure out so that I don't have to take the medicine? So what I did is, of course, I do like I always do. I went on a massive quick research find. And nowadays with the internet, that's so easy to do. It used to be harder, right? But the internet's been around since I had my cardiac arrest, thankfully. And so has all kinds of other crazy technological things where I wouldn't be here talking to you today. But back on topic. So what are we going to do today with this? I am going to recommend that you first become a little self-aware. Do you recognize any of these challenges in yourself? If you do, the smartest thing to do is rectify it immediately for yourself. Go to the drugstore, buy a bottle of D3 and start taking it. You'll have to figure out the recommended dosage, not a doctor, not a scientist. Don't play one on TV, none of that. But you should be using yourself as your own science experiment and doing these things all the time anyway. Not just on our physical body, but on our mental health, our emotional well-being, on everything. Or just start getting out in the sun. I do all kinds of little tricks and things. I shared in Supersize You that when I make my cup of coffee, it's just a Keurig, so it only takes a minute. But I go stand in the doorway. I open the door, breathe in fresh air, and I let the sun shine on my face. Sometimes I do stretches and things in the doorway simultaneously too. So I can do all kinds of things and be super effective simultaneously. I highly recommend that. Find a way to build getting more sunshine into your daily routine. Summertime in Wisconsin, I have no trouble going for an hour walk every day. But in the winter, I'm not getting any sunshine when I do that, right? So what I'm going to do today, I encourage you to look for creative ways to incorporate more sunshine into your business and into your life. Why? It makes us feel good, number one. Try walking meetings. I used to do walking meetings in corporate America even, and weather permitting, was in Minnesota, we would go outside, but when weather didn't permit, we would just walk around the facility. We had a huge facility. Most of the manufacturing businesses I worked for were ginormous. Anybody like that word? It's like, yeah, malicious. There's certain words I use that irritate my kids, which just makes me use them even more. But super duper big plants that I worked for and big companies that I worked for. So it was easy to do walking meetings. I highly recommend that. Outdoors is, of course, with today's topic, preferable, but otherwise just as a way of engaging with people and understanding their area of the business better, it's always a good idea. So what am I going to do today? Our challenge today for you is to encourage outdoor breaks for your team, to get out and go outdoors, to demonstrate for your team that that's important, and try a walking meeting today, weather permitting, of course, or do it inside like I used to do. Now, a lot of people are getting walking desks and things. That's great for your movement and body. It doesn't do anything if you're not outside and in the sunshine for today's topic anyway. And then share in the comments below, how much sun did you get today? Just share in the comments below. I'm going to hope the sun comes out this afternoon so I can answer this honestly. Otherwise, I'm not going to get much sun today. I mean, I can get sun, but it's not going to be the kind of sun that we want. That's it. I'm going to cut it off now because I don't want to talk too long. If I can help you in any way, all you have to do is ask. If you are looking for a like-minded group of human beings that are building and growing and scaling their businesses right now, hit me up with school, SKOOL, in the comments below. Facebook hates when I do this. So do other platforms. But it's true. I am simplifying. As I get older, I'm simplifying, and I'm making sure that I set everything up in a way that works for me for a lot of reasons. And we need to all start doing that too. So you can join a group of amazing humans, Supersize Your Businessers on School. It's free. Why not? Anyway, have an awesome day. If I can help you, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye. Get some sun.